welcome to the Chronic Health Collective. We are not just a community, it is a fresh start for everyone. We've gathered the best coaches and experts to help you reclaim your energy, heal from the inside out, and live with purpose. Whether you're longing for more energy, deeper healing in your relationships, or a life that feels more aligned and fulfilling, you're not alone anymore. Today, I am so pleased to introduce you to our host, Cable Jones. He is a highly sought after empath and healer, renowned for his ability to help clients achieve life balance and unlock their highest potential. Working with a distinguished roster of professional athletes, musicians, and high-achieving individuals, Cable specializes in providing holistic support that enhances both personal and professional fulfillment. Guided by his faith, he has a remarkable gift for addressing complex illnesses and health challenges, aiding clients in overcoming obstacles to wellness and resilience. With a profound dedication to his craft, Cable's empathetic approach not only fosters healing, but empowers clients to thrive in all aspects of their lives. Joining Cable tonight is Amanda Beth Johnson, wellness coach and energy healer, and yours truly, Kristy Boyd Johnson. Our topic for this evening is, get ready, optimal grounding is not optional. Welcome, Cable and Amanda.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. So, Cable, optimal grounding.
Yes.
I can feel people wondering what that means.
What does it mean? Optimal? Well, you've probably all heard go out, put your feet on the ground, in the grass, on the beach for optimally ground to optimally ground. But recently, I've been checking on a large portion of those people, and they're not actually grounding, even though a number of people that teach optimally grounding, putting your feet on the ground, doesn't necessarily say that our bodies, beings of energy, will actually ground when we do that action. It is an action that gets you closer to thinking about grounding, but that doesn't mean you automatically immediately ground when you do that action. And it's actually causing quite a bit of health issues for a large portion of the population, even those who go out to ground. So when I talk about grounding, most people go barefoot, go stand on a piece of bare soil when it's warm in the summertime, go to the beach in the wintertime, wherever it's warm, and stand on that ground. And some people who have done it enough, they can tell that there's energy moving from their body into the ground. It's like, wow, I'm grounding. I can tell like there's movement. But other people step onto the ground and they're like, I'm here, but for some reason my health isn't getting better. They're missing some key aspects of how to optimally ground. And even so I'd like to ask my own body if it's grounding, and if it's not, what's going on to cause it not to ground, and how to optimize my own grounding. And then people I work with ask. So it's not a immediate like, yeah, you're doing this action, you're going to ground. I'm always checking into every action I do. Is it actually getting the type of reaction that I want, either in me or the client I'm working with?
Interesting. But are you getting the reaction? You can ask your own body that question too, right?
Yeah, right. Right. Am I getting, and if you find yourself with health issues, health issues might be excessive inflammation. That could be 100% be caused by not optimally grounding, the excessive inflammation. But as I was thinking through this as well, there's other aspects that come into place when you want to optimally ground, and it's not it's there's actually, if you ever studied the entire Earth, there's an electromagnetic field that covers the entire Earth. We as humans also have our own electromagnetic field, and then there's every object has electromagnetic field. We have everything has electromagnetic field except it's not always present in the human body, the electromagnetic field. Humans have the capacity of turning off their electromagnetic field. The electromagnetic field interfaces with electronics on the outside of us. And so a cell phone, someone's like, oh, you got to have this little device on the back of the cell phone that evens out the frequency of the cell phone so your body can interface with that. For some people, that's 100% needed and required because they're missing their own electromagnetic field. And so the cell phone can become their electromagnetic field because they're missing their own electromagnetic field. Either they were born without one, they've never activated it. It's something major, very needed for every interface, walking into hospitals, walking around town. If you don't have this field that interfaces with all the other electrical systems on the outside of you, then the people who are missing this, they often call themselves hypersensitive to electricity. They go underneath electrical line, driving through town, and like, oh, I'm all sick. They get really sick. They're like, I don't know what's going on. And they are missing their own personal electromagnetic field. It's something that can be activated. Then those people have better connection. So I wanted to bring these Amanda and Kristy on with me because in their own lives they have some grounding issues, and I probably have a few that come up once in a while. But when you don't, in my own life, the teeth not being grounded, all of a sudden, I have major lightning shock pain in my teeth. It's like, what's going on? And it's like, are my teeth grounded? No. Let's ground the teeth. So there's optimal ways of grounding your whole body, even more than stepping onto bare soil.
Cable, I'm going to interrupt here because you talked about how different at different times that we're better grounded, more optimally grounded than other times. And I feel that grounding is one of those things that I've struggled with. I teach it. But you talked about phones. And so when I got my latest phone, it was a 5G phone. And I didn't think about it. I got my phone, popped the new cover on it because the old one didn't fit, had all the things. And for 3 days, I was sick. I had a migraine. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was absolutely miserable. And I'm thinking, what had changed? What changed in my life? There was nothing different. I was eating the same stuff. I was around the same people, doing the same job, sitting at the same computer, at a different phone. And so this hit me as I was laying in bed, struggling with this headache and everything. And so I got out of bed and I pulled my old EMF sticker off my old phone, stuck it on this phone, and figured out how to turn off the 5G on the phone. I woke up the next morning and I was healed. And so, and of course, when you peel one EMF sticker off, they don't stick really well. So finding that sticker, and I know that sometimes I had I didn't have a full respect and appreciation of those who are so highly sensitive to those electronics and things. And so I think it's really awesome that you're going to teach us tonight how to better connect. And if you've never activated that system, or for whatever reason it's not going, so that yeah, we don't have to be so sensitive to all this, because every day there seems to be more and more and more electronics and grid, and yeah, we won't go down that rabbit hole. So that's my own experience with that maybe can help everyone to understand what it is we're talking about.
Yeah, I do speak about complex ideas, and a large portion of the population that were finding themselves with really high inflammation the last 5 years, they were missing these fields: the electric field, the magnetic field, and the electromagnetic field. And these three fields interface with outside energies to allow to keep inflammation really low inside the body. The people who are missing these three fields have really, really, really high inflammation. They find themselves in situations, maybe they even step into a situation for help, but in that space, sometimes maybe even at the hospital, there's high power machines at the hospital, so it even increases the amount of inflammation the person's getting, because they're missing these three main fields in their life. To activate the field is often asking the body what is needed or required in order for the body to activate these fields. And people can ask those questions. Do I have this field? I reminds me of this man. I went to a energy conference in California, and he's like, Cable, I can't hold a cell phone. 7 years ago, I held a cell phone and I got deathly sick. And I was like, well, let's activate your electromagnetic field, and then you can hold my cell phone and see if you have the same sort of reaction. It took about 10 minutes for me to activate his electromagnetic field. And they're like, here, hold my cell phone. And he's like, okay, well, I don't know if and he ended up holding my cell phone, had no sickness come to him, no reactions to the cell phone. And he was just like, this is so cool. Like something I was missing that I didn't know, an interface I needed in order to interface with other electricity on the outside of me. And so this is a part of optimal grounding. If you're missing certain parts of your overall energy field, you'll have difficulty grounding, because you'll be pulling in so much electrical from everywhere that it'll be overwhelming your systems. And then you try to ground, then you'll have even you'll be pulling so much electricity through your body that adds even more inflammation than you would expect. It's better to activate all three of these fields, and then you can optimally ground. On top of that, it makes everything a lot more simple. And back in 2020, 21, when I was activating these fields around people, I could tell that their brains, their heads, their body would like automatically start cooling down. And they're like, I didn't know. I just knew that my head was really hot, and now it's cooling down. It has to do with this optimal grounding. It's not optional. Will step into you will have a continuous high level of inflammation if these type of things aren't corrected in your body.
So I have a really weird question. I can't wear watches. If I put a watch on, by the next day it's completely broken. Is that a grounding thing?
Yeah. So when you're not optimally grounded, I was just looking up some of the symptoms I know my own symptoms. I have major pain in my teeth when my teeth aren't grounded. But some people find themselves easily distracted. They are avoiding the task that they want to do. It's beyond like ADHD. It's like they can't do any. They find themselves not being able to do anything. Maybe they feel like they're floating away. It's like, oh, I'm not. If you feel like you're floating away, it's probably that you're not sufficiently grounded. Very difficult, feel restless, discontent with your surroundings, yourself, with people around you. That could be a symptom of not having optimal grounding or the systems to optimally ground. So people like, oh, well, I'm grounding my feet and my whole body will automatically ground. And that's not always the case. Most people are not fully connected together. their body and then their neck and their head. And if it's like, okay, I'm grounding, I'm going to ground my body, and they forget about their head and neck, then they're not actively fully grounded. So it's like thinking of your whole body, but then and you can literally, there's some grounding people like, okay, there's a plug in the base of the spine, and then there's a plug at the top of the sacrum, and then there's another plug up here, and there's a plug top of the head, goes out. Sometimes that's a main grounding cable that can be disconnected, and that can be reconnected. Other people have that. So we all have certain types of grounding. How we ground the best. From my experience, all my teeth need to be grounded. If I have a little energetic cable going out down from all my teeth, that's beneficial for me.
Cable, let me interrupt you. I'm sorry. We need to take a little break, but when we come back, we're going to get into some meat and potatoes of how we can effectively start grounding ourselves. So stay tuned, everybody.
Why do 98% of beauty enthusiasts rave about coolness? It's all in the blend of ancient wisdom and modern science. Introducing Coolness, Pearlescent Face and Eye Serum Cream. This powerhouse combines the antioxidative power of schisandra berries, the glow of pearl powder, and the hydrating wonders of dragon's blood extract. It's like a time machine for your skin, making it radiant, firm, and oh so smooth. Inspired by ancient Chinese traditions and backed by modern nutritional science, this serum cream is perfect for dry, mature, and aging skin. It's time to unlock your inner glow with Coolness. Treat your skin to the best of both worlds today.
The time has come for us, the parents who want more for their children and the teachers who want to love teaching again, to band together and stop the coercion and control and the crazy-making boredom. How? By making learning a joyful experience in a relaxed environment. By supporting and encouraging kids, not forcing or tricking them. Meet Kristy Boyd Johnson and the Barefoot Learning Club membership. Go to www.barefootlearningclub.com and find out more. Together, we can raise a generation of wildly capable and happy kids.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chronic Health Collective show. We are here with our host, Cable Jones, and assisting is the beautiful Amanda Beth Johnson. So, Cable, we were just about to dive into some. Cable and I had a talk, and I told him that I always think I'm so practical, and I mistake that for grounding. And so let's.
Well, you asked me about your watch falling off. Why it easily falls off? What the issue? Time. Maybe time is not your friend, and I would say make friends with time before you try to. Like, I'm gonna force you on my wrist time, and it just like falls off. You probably haven't made friends with time, and that might not be something connected to grounding. It have to be making friends with your watch, making friends with time, making friends with keeping time safe. So relationships might fall out of your life easier. Watch, you want to help your relationship be stronger. I would say make friends with time. And that probably won't happen as much. I was looking through why is it harder even for children and some adults to ground is because when we're growing up, the parents like, I'm grounding you.
Oh,
And
my God.
and so we're like, oh, I'm stuck in this house for the next 20 days. I've been grounded. And so it's a bad thing to ground, to be grounded. And then we're like, as adults, we're like, hey, optimal grounding. It's like, no, I don't want to be grounded. And so it is like the nomenclature of parents, you're grounded, can cause some difficulty later in life when you actually want to ground. But your children, like, I don't know what's going on. We mix up these two terms, grounded and being optimally grounded. So helping kind of like maybe change some of the like that language to something else. You're being punished. We clear out grounding, like don't use that phrase probably, or help it change in our children's lives if we're like you're grounded. But there's actually good things about grounding as well. So just that can cause additional issues for optimally grounding later in life. So that's an issue that comes up.
What you said,
yeah, go ahead.
no, keep going.
When you want, so the best, some people hate going out and putting their bare feet on bare ground or even on the grass. So it would be better for them to visualize one of their favorite places to ground, and it could be on the beach, it could be top of a mountain, on warm rocks. You think about where you like the environment the best, and that would probably be where you'd ground the easiest. I was checking in on Kristy's ability to ground, and it wasn't out in the backyard on soil. She was like, I really like when I'm in a room full of children. And I was like, you probably ground as your barefoot learning club. You probably ground around children easier than you would by yourself out in the backyard. It's easier for her to visualize being in that space. She loves to be in that space. She probably grounds with children much easier than if she tried any other place or visualize. So I would say don't force yourself to go out on bare ground to try to ground. If you don't like that space, you probably won't ground in that space. It's better to visualize the best place you like to be, and just by visualizing that space, you probably ground much faster than even putting your feet on the ground. And then people say, well, you have to have your feet on the ground. It's like, well, so everyone who works at the top of the Empire State Building or are in airplanes all day long, are they grounding? Or if you're not on, so there's a large portion of the population that never actually touch the ground. Do they never ground, those people, if they're at a far away from the ground? do they have the capacity to ground?
Well, I really hope the pilots are grounded because and their heads aren't floating away. And flying away.
That's definitely.
Caleb, you said that you really need that there's 3 systems that need to be activated or in place, or all of the grounding, even if you're a gardener and you go out into the soil frequently like I do. And maybe, so what are those systems that need to be activated? And is that something that someone can do for themselves? Or how do we know where we're at?
I would say everyone who's
failed
soil activities.
activities.
Yeah, I would say everyone that's listening to this podcast, everything we're saying, I would upgrade your systems as we're speaking about it. If you listen later, just as we're speaking about the 3 systems, electric field, your magnetic field, and your electromagnetic field, it's like, okay, my electric field, how do I connect? How do I activate that electric field? Sometimes you have too much shock. So, okay, I need to release shock in order to activate this electric field. Release shock in order to activate electric shield. Amanda, you just barely activated your electric shield. You can feel a difference than you did just a minute ago. I believe.
Yeah, as you're talking about it, it's like, ooh, that feels different.
Yeah. All of a sudden,
and I know that I'm someone who I do feel those energetic shifts, and a lot of people, not everyone feels it. Not everyone is as sensitive, and some days that's probably a blessing.
When you activate all these fields, you actually get additional. You're not as hypersensitive to the electricity around you, and so it helps you be even more calm, more ability to think through what's going on in your environment, work when you want to work, to have better relationship with your body. You'll have better relationship with everyone around you. So it's actually very beneficial for having optimal grounding. So electric field, and maybe it was easier for Amanda to ground by clearing out toxic shock. There might be some overwhelm. You're not able to activate this shield, this field, because you have too much overwhelm. Your body's not able to do additional work. So how do I activate my magnetic field? It's like, okay, what do I? Some people they have reactions to the cardinal directions. So it's like, okay, am I okay with the cardinal directions? Magnetic north or true north? Just being okay with some of the some people don't like the stars. They're like, okay, I want to be okay with the stars. There could be a number of different reasons why someone's magnetic field is not activated. I'm just trying to, Amanda's, your magnetic field is not activated yet, and we're trying to figure out why it. I think the magnetism of the Earth in general, there's some. I would invite you to hug the Earth on the outside of you. Just like take your hands and you're just gonna hug the entire Earth. Now, there's an Earth on the outside of you, but there's an Earth. There should be an Earth on the inside of us. The sum is part of the whole is part of the sum. So our feet are part of our bodies, but our body should also be part of our feet. So I have a head in my foot. So if I'm part of the Earth is also part of me. So I should have this Earth inside of me too. And if I'm not grounding to the Earth on the inside of me, I won't be grounding to the Earth on the outside of me. A lot of people are like, man, I've been trying to ground all this time. It's like, have you been able to ground to the Earth on the inside of you? And that's something that a lot of people have also missed. So if it's hard for you to ground, to hug the Earth on the outside of you, I would say hug the Earth on the inside of you. That'll help you activate your magnetic field.
Okay.
And if you have trouble, you take 3 or 4 deep breaths. Sometimes you just need a little bit more oxygen.
Okay. I feel incredible warmth in my ears. Like I've got ear warmers on, like electrified warmers.
If it's cold at your house, it's beneficial to have a nice warm ear muffs. I think it's releasing inflammation as you activated your magnetic field. When you start activating these fields, you're releasing inflammation. So what you're feeling, the ears releasing, that's a cooling down sensation.
Yeah, because inflammation is flame, right?
Yeah. So the electric field is activated in your ears. You're like, wow, now I can start releasing inflammation that I couldn't previously release because I had too much electrical interference with my head. So your magnetic field still hasn't activated. I say tell your internal earth to hug your external earth. Maybe if we can get some bidirectional communication between your internal earth and your external earth, that will help you activate this magnetic field.
Okay.
Oh, something's happening. just had shock coming out of my forehead there. So there's something occurring. So this is on the physical body. We've been talking a large portion of grounding on the physical body, but we have emotional body and we have a mental body and a spiritual body. All these other bodies also need to be grounded for effective grounding. It's not all physical level. We often are like, man, I have a lot of emotional shock stuck inside of me. It's like, well, have you grounded your emotional body? No. So it's beneficial to ground all of our bodies. All the different energy levels would allow us more effective. Sometimes we have mental shock. Man, I got to work. There's so much to do, and there's so much to pay attention to. You might have excessive mental shock that's keeping you from actively having the type of mental calmness that you would like. So just make sure that when you're thinking through this whole process that you ground all of your bodies and ground all of your organs and all of your teeth and maybe you can get down to really small, ground all of your atoms, everything, all your body parts. Sometimes we just think our one body is all together, and it's sometimes we just need to think of, well, am I fully grounded in all areas of my life? And sometimes it's I worked with a magician, a violinist, and she was like, yeah, I've got carpal tunnel. I'm wondering why. Is like, not one of your violinists. She had four violins, and one of them was not grounded. So I helped her ground one of the violins that she was playing, and carpal tunnel went away. So often, maybe if it's your computer, the devices that you work, sometimes even you think that the things you're working with are automatically grounded, but they're not always automatically grounded. So it's even beneficial for you to think, you know what? I want everything I work with to be optimally grounded. And that would be better than not thinking that phrase anyway. So Kristy, do you have any additional questions on this grounding?
Oh my goodness, so many questions. I love the idea though, because we hear people talking all the time about everything's an inside job. You are what you think and all this. And that's what we're experiencing right now. But I'm getting the message that it's time for us to take another little break. So okay. I'm going to think of a really good question during the break. And everybody stay tuned. You're seeing Cable do actual real life healing right now. So stay tuned and come on back.
A life empowered is closer than you think. We're all looking for a better way. Reimagine what's next with a new sense of exuberance. Why not power on like you mean it? Or power off blissfully? A better sleep is a better awake. You've never moved like this before. With the energy nature intended. Imagine reprogramming the way you look at the speed of science, at longevity, at exhilaration. It's next level rejuvenation. Take control of your well-being from the inside out and outside in. The light within is ready to ignite. Be the light. LifeWave.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Chronic Health Collective. We're here with our host, Cable Jones, who is a real-life, real-time healer, and our guest assistant, Amanda Beth Johnson, who is also a healer. And so I did think of a question for you, Cable. So for me, what I've noticed is I always attribute it to overwhelm, but now I'm thinking it's the lack of grounding. But that floaty head thing that you were talking about, I will get that. I will sit down and think, okay, this is what I have to do. And then I just can't do it. It's like,
optimal grounding also has to do with connecting with earth and source. So maybe a ma and pa. Okay. So describing connecting with Mother Earth as well as connecting with source energy would be optimal grounding. So in your case, your head connecting with source might go down once in a while, and you just like, oh, I need to reconnect with source and then also connect with ground, and that will provide this very strong column of connection. That's one part of optimal grounding that people don't often think about, is connecting above you and connecting below you.
That's true, because it's all, I always kind of see it like this, like it can't be one without the other. Flow.
Yeah, and on the break, Amanda, you did activate your magnetic field, so it was like maybe a delay in your being able to activate, but over the break, you were able to activate your magnetic field, and now we just need to activate the last field, electromagnetic field. And there are some people who, when they check into the electromagnetic field of the entire Earth, it's like, does it need any help? And sometimes I've worked with people who can literally change the entire Earth's electromagnetic field. They have that capacity. But helping our own electromagnetic field be activated allows electromagnetic, it's the two fields together, even stronger ability. And some people actually have a really strong electromagnetic field that they're not able to deactivate, and that also can cause major health issues. The people who keep these fields really, really strong at night, in my case, at night, and I would recommend for other people that at night, it's beneficial to deactivate your electromagnetic field and allow the Earth's electromagnetic field to heal you. So it's actually using these fields for optimal health. And during the daytime, it's beneficial to have it. At night, it's like, okay, what's going to protect me at night? It's like, well, the Earth's electromagnetic field can protect you. There's lots of bombardment. So it's what's the difference between daytime and nighttime, and why wouldn't you just allow the Earth's electromagnetic field to be activated in your life constantly? It depends on the person. I tend to just deactivate my own personal electromagnetic field at night to allow the Earth to heal me up at night, and it allows me to sleep really well. So it's probably different for each of you. You just have to think through it. Is it beneficial to keep my personal electromagnetic field active? It does use more energy and power at night, and you want to like kind of deactivate your whole body when you're sleeping. So if you keep it active, that's additional energy you're using all night long to keep this field active. But sometimes people are around excessive power stations or sometimes cell phone towers. It would be beneficial for them to keep their personal electromagnetic field activated even at night, than to deactivate and have, even with the Earth's electromagnetic field, it is protecting, but for some really high individuals, it would be beneficial for them to keep their electromagnetic field activated all night long until they find a different living situation.
How can we, when we check it, you say check in with yourself, how can we get a yes or no? Can we muscle test it, or?
Yeah. If you know how to muscle test, you can ask, do I have my electric field? Is it active? Yes. Is my magnetic field active? Yes. Is my electromagnetic field active? Yes. Amanda, you can check that as well. Do you have all three of your fields activated now?
Nope. Still waiting on the electromagnetic.
Yep. You still have one more field to activate. Yeah. So we need to help your electric field and your magnetic field be friends. So see them hugging each other. Those fields actually hugging each other. And Kristy, you might, if you know muscle testing or knowing a yes or no answer, you could check in if your family members have these fields active in their life.
I am the black sheep, so
Yeah. What does that mean?
Nobody in my family is like me at all.
Oh yeah, okay. So sometimes it's still beneficial to check into your family members and like ask them from a distance, hey, are you open to having these fields activated in your life? And sometimes they'll say yes. And then you're like, hey, you just invite everyone in your family to activate, and it will be beneficial for everyone.
Okay. I will do that tonight.
And Amanda, we're back to you. How's it? I think you've activated.
I think we got it. Yeah. So when you said about hugging Earth and hugging the Earth inside, the outside, and so I was struggling with visualizing that, but I have this beautiful piece of petrified clay on my desk. And so I think that was the missing link that we had, and it sits right here on my desk. And when this rock or petrified clay was first presented to me, I couldn't touch it. It was like, ooh, back off. So, and I continue to have it, and I can have it closer. Obviously, I can hold it now. So
that's awesome. And your breathing is stronger, more calm. You're able to think through your goals and like see a better able to achieve your goals just by these three fields activated in your life.
Right. But it would make sense that some of that sense of overwhelm and scattered and and I when I work with a lot of people don't seem to ever get grounded. So it will be really beneficial to me as a coach to help them to connect with those areas, because you're an amazing guide to help us to find that,
Yeah.
but
No,
also to teach others to look for it,
you're right.
because I really feel that a lot of the healing comes down to, you've got it inside you. It's having a guide to help you activate it so that you can have that better life that you are looking for. So
Right. Yeah. So now you've gone through your own process of activating all of these. You can help your clients also ground, and from time to time, you've just never thought about these subjects on this level, but once you do, then you have a for life. You've got this ability to activate these um, these fields around you. And there's a lot of hypersensitive people out there. If they knew this skill set, they would, because they've become so sick around um, being in the city around a lot of electricity. They actually have to build houses very special, like a
I have
Faraday
read
cage.
there are entire social media pages designated for individuals that have that level of sensitivity, and I am so thankful that I'm not that sensitive. But after I had that episode with my phone, it's like, whoo, I can relate more.
Yeah,
I've had my
right,
lesson.
right. And if any of hypersensitive people to electricity, you tend to be really hypersensitive. And I've mentioned some of these things, and you're just like, wait, but how do you do that? And so it's possible for even the most hypersensitive person out there to have these fields activated, and your health difficulties can dramatically decrease. And so optimal grounding is beneficial for all of us. If you want to float away, though, you can stop grounding and float away. Some people
Yeah,
just
I don't
like to
like
be in
that
the
feeling either.
clouds. Some people
But
like to
the
be in
best
the
thing
clouds.
is now those who have a really difficult time, I can obviously refer them to you, because I know that
Oh,
you're going to be able to get
yeah,
them there quickly as well. So yeah.
yeah. Let's see. Uh, sometimes, sometimes. So in my life, when even if I'm at the top of the skyscraper, I see grounding cables go from wherever I'm located directly down into the ground and up towards source. So doesn't matter whether I'm on the ground, I can be in the airplane, I can be at the top of the house, on the roof, and I can still be grounded. I can have the thickest shoes on and still be grounded. It's the thought process. If you're running around thinking that you're not sufficiently grounded when you have shoes that are really thick, that's probably the thought process has more damage to you long term than to say, you know what, I'm going to ground wherever I'm located. Yeah, sometimes you do need to put your feet on the ground or on the sandy beach, or visualize where best to put your feet, literally on some sort of earth and connecting with source. But in general, the thought process, I am fully grounded and I connect fully, regardless of whether I have shoes on. I'm at the top of the skyscraper. It's just better for you to have that thought process that I'm optimally grounded, regardless of wherever I'm located. You'll have a better life, healthier life, if that is one of your main thought processes.
This is amazing, and I'm getting this feeling that I need to say to our audience, never underestimate the power of this kind of thing. We get so programmed by the world that we have to go to a doctor, or we have to do this, or we have to do that. And it's not necessarily true, although I'm not telling you not to if you need one. But this kind of healing that Cable does, I've personally experienced it. He's done a lot of work with my mom, who's getting better every day, and she's going to turn 87 next month.
Wow.
So, we know it works, and it seems so weird, but it's not. It's actually much more natural and organic to who we are as spiritual, mental, emotional, physical beings than it is not to be connected to what we really are. So I encourage everybody, try it and ground yourself and listen to what Cable says, because he's amazing and he has a genuine heart and a genuine gift that we've all experienced in the collective. So yeah. Amanda, do you have any last words?
No, but I think that it really for me, and hopefully for a lot of people, because we've all been told, get grounded, get grounded, get grounded, like that's the answer to everything, which ultimately I think that it is a huge piece of our wellness. But if you don't have those other systems in place, then, all the meditations and walking on salt and, all of those things that we've been doing, when they aren't working, why is it? It's not because your process is bad, because you didn't have those factors in place. And I've been working and schooling and grounding all my life, and this is the first time that those other factors have been brought to my attention, that they're a necessary component. You can't bake a cake if you don't have the ingredients. You got a cake pan and eggs, you're not going to get a cake.
Yeah.
You got to have the flour, sugar, and oil, whatever else goes in it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so you need to have the right ingredients to have the result. And so, yes, thank you, Cable.
It makes a huge difference. People who've gone to the hospital, immediately as I start helping them, I'm activating these fields, and that dramatically brings down inflammation, and that they didn't even know that they were picking up on. Even the person who has their feet on the ground outside is like, for some reason, I'm still really massively, highly inflamed. It's like, I know you're missing these fields that are if the earth needs it, we also need electromagnetic field as well. So all of these fields are available out in nature. We also need to activate them in our lives as well.
Absolutely. Cable, Amanda, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for tonight. Cable, tell everybody how they can find you out in the world. And trust me, you guys, find Cable.
Yeah, well, and being grounded, serotonin will go up. You'll feel happier. So you can connect with me at my website, speaktocable.com, or that's probably the easiest way to schedule to speak with me, speaktocable.com.
Yeah, that's definitely, yes. And the QR code, I believe, does it go to your website, or?
I believe, yes.
Okay.
It's to my calendar, I believe. Yes.
Calendar. Okay. Yes. You guys, if you would contact Cable, it's totally worth it. He's an amazing healer. And wouldn't you agree, Amanda? I mean, you grounded right here on the show.
I grounded right here on the show. Yes. And I've worked with Cable on some other issues. I've referred clients to Cable, and I think that's kind of that, to refer our clients to Cable for ongoing healing and stuff. I think that's one of the biggest compliments, because that's the level of confidence that I have. Cable has helped me with my own personal health issues. He's helped with a doggo. It's Kristy and I have had that opportunity to work with Cable, and being a spiritual healer, intuitive healer myself, it is very difficult for myself to explain how it is that we do what we do. You got to experience it.
It's beneficial to check in on your animals. So sometimes we're not grounded, but then like checking your animals. Animals are not always constantly grounded. So, and they can have their own health issues. So you're just checking into lots of different things around you, and asking for optimal grounding for everyone. Sounds good.
So this has been wonderful. I hate to stop at where the show is ending, so we have to stop. And let me just say, if today's episode spoke to you, don't go it alone. Book your free consult with one of our expert coaches at chronichealthcollective.com for personalized support. Subscribe to our monthly magazine. It's free for expert tips from all of our coaches to elevate your health, your mindset, your relationships, your life. And catch us live every Tuesday at 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern, or you can watch past episodes anytime on E360 TV or on YouTube at Chronic Health Collective. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Your transformation starts now. See you next week.